The following clip is from a book review and analysis video I made on Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. The book explores the idea that our society has been transformed into a Huxleyan, not Orwellian dystopia as a result of the television displacing the written word as our primary means of understanding ourselves. George Orwell wrote the famous novel 1984, which showcases a futuristic totalitarian surveillance state where people are controlled through force and fear. Big Brother, the state, watches and oppresses the people at all times. In the novel Brave New World, on the other hand, Aldous Huxley imagined that no such North Korean-style government would be necessary to oppress the future. Instead of people being controlled by force and fear, Huxley believed that people would be controlled by pleasure and entertainment. Truth and history would not be suppressed. They would simply be made irrelevant by titillating distractions. People would fall in love with technologies that would undo their capacity to think. Neil Postman argues that the television is the prime example of this technology. The following clip is an example of why Postman believes this is the case. Now I would like to move on to the passages concerning television advertisements and how they are not, they're not by their nature a serious business. Now these passages I'm about to read come on page 127 and 128. By substituting images for claims, the pictorial commercial made emotional appeal, not tests of truth, the basis of consumer decisions. The distance between rationality and advertising is now so wide that it is difficult to remember that there once existed a connection between them. Today on television commercials, propositions are as scarce as unattractive people. The truth or falsity of an advertiser's claim is simply not an issue. A McDonald's commercial, for example, is not a series of testable, logically ordered assertions. It is a drama, a mythology, if you will, of handsome people selling, buying, and eating hamburgers, and being driven to near ecstasy by their good fortune. No claims are made except those the viewer projects onto or infers from the drama. One can like or dislike a television commercial, of course, but one cannot refute it. I mean, just think about it. Whenever you see a couple, young adults drinking Coca-Cola on a TV commercial, is there anything to refute in that? Like, is there any information given on, the sugar content in that Coke and how bad it is for you? No, that's not necessary. All that people need to see is someone else who they would like to be drinking that drink that might make them like that person drinking that drink. Reading on, indeed we may go this far. The television commercial is not at all about the character of products to be consumed. It is about the character of the consumers of products. Images of movie stars and famous athletes, of serene lakes and macho fishing trips, of elegant dinners and romantic interludes, of happy families packing their station wagons for a picnic in the country. These tell nothing about the products being sold, but they tell everything about the fears, fancies, and dreams of those who might buy them. What the advertiser needs to know is not what is right about the product, but what is wrong about the buyer. And so, the balance of business expenditures shifts from product research to market research. The television commercial has oriented business away from making products of value and toward making consumers feel valuable, which means that the business of business has now become pseudotherapy. The consumer is a patient assured by psychodramas. I mean, I have to say that Postman's claim in light of today regarding television commercials and just the way all those things are oriented, I mean, that's absolutely true. Like, when you see an erectile dysfunction commercial, it's just like, a 55-year-old man smiling at his wife who's clearly pleased now that he's, pleasing her. But there's no information as to, like, whether or not the pill he's taking is, more effective than the next pill. There's not usually any factual claims in these commercials. It's just, hey, if you're a man with erectile dysfunction, you could be happy if you take this pill, and your wife could look at you in the way that this woman is looking at this man in the commercial you're watching. But that is all commercials are like now.